Today is Sunday, the 9th of August 2026, and I am here with Benjamin, and we're going to talk about how his internal growth became visible in 2026.
Chapter 20, Loving Ed. I met my mom in Monterey, California. Then we drove to my grandmother's house in Carmel, my father's mother, and the first couple of days it was nice to be back in the United States. But my grandmother is a perfectionist. The perfectionism I had spent the last year mapping in EMDR was the perfectionism that had been passed down through her. I saw it during our stay at her house. Her hair had to be perfect, and her outfit and shoes had to match before going to the gym or running errands. My father had told her about my bulimia before I arrived. The acceptance was there. The understanding hadn't reached the kitchen. She ran it the way perfectionism runs a kitchen. I didn't have the access to the kitchen to give Ed the support he needed. Staying in my grandmother's house, Ed and his bulimic cycle showed up every day. A week after Christmas, the family flew home to Houston. My oldest brother and his wife flew back to Chicago. Back in Houston in January, I had a clean stretch, 2 weeks, no binging, no purging. The longest stretch I had been clean in years, and the first one in an unstructured environment. In that stretch, I could see the dialogue with Ed paying off. The months of journal work through the fall of 2025, the kinder orientation, the trust being built. The trend was now visible in days I could count. The cycle came back at the end of January once a day through the first half of February, and around that time, on my own initiative, I externalized Ed. I put him in a 3-foot-tall red teddy bear. The bear gave Ed a physical form. I could dialogue with him out loud instead of only on the page. I could show him love through hugs, a physical act, not just words. The bear sat with me all day, a constant reminder that he was here, that I was here for him. In late February, I started working with Heidi. After the trend over the previous month, I knew what I needed: to work with a specialist purely for the bulimia and for Ed. Not a therapist for the stroke, not a therapist for addiction, not a generalist who would reach the disorder eventually. A specialist for Ed. Heidi had lived through bulimia herself and now lives on the other side. That was the difference. Every therapist before her had given me the same kind of guidance: engage in a different activity, delay the urge by 5 minutes, just don't do it. None of them understood the intensity the urge comes on with, the way it takes over the present self until there's no room left to choose. She was the first person who understood what it really feels like to be stuck in the cycle and how to get out of it. By April, I had been working with Heidi for about a month. During one of our weekly check-ins, she told me something. Ben, I have a vision of you on a stage, giving talks, moving people with your story, showing them how to feel what they're going through. As I write this, it is June. I am in Houston. Let me tell you what the last 2 months have actually looked like, because the trend is the only honest way to measure this. 2 weeks clean. The following week, 3 or 4 times in the cycle. The last 5 weeks clean. 5 clean weeks out of the last 6. 7 weeks in the last 2 months. And I am not writing this to tell you I am healed. There is no healed. There is only a trend. We slip and we get back up. We fall and we get back up. The way a kid learns to walk and falls and stands again and falls again. The falling is not failure. The failure is in not learning the lessons the falling has to teach. And the trend over these last 2 months is what brought me to write this. I write this not because my story is finished, but because someone out there is where I was and feels what I felt. So I write this to show there is light at the end of the tunnel, no matter how dark it may feel right now.